Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to talk about something that's asked of me all the time. So how is it that lenders pre-approve you? Great question, by the way. And by the way, you're going to want to always get pre-approved prior to going out and looking at properties. Why? Because you don't want to fall in love with a property that you don't qualify for, right? Don't set yourself up for that kind of emotional failure. So let's talk real quick. There are 4 areas that every lender is going to look at. They're going to look at assets, credit, income, and debt. So think of it as ACID. It's kind of just a really quick mental hack on how to remember that. So ACID, assets. Let's talk about that for a second. What do they mean? Well, the amount of money that you're going to have for down payment, closing costs, and if you're doing a jumbo loan, which I'll talk about in another video, then you're going to need some reserves, meaning number of months of the total new mortgage payment. The C stands for credit. As you know, everybody has 3 credit scores. Why? Because there's 3 credit reporting agencies: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So what does the lender, how do they process that? Well, they are going to look at the median score, meaning the middle of your 3 credit scores. What happens if you have more than one borrower? Whoever has the lowest of the median scores is what's used. What kind of score do you really want to have? 740 and above is really kind of where you're in the more VIP game, and that's where you're going to get the better rates. Now let's switch over to the I, which stands for income. Essentially, you're either self-employed or you're working for someone, right? If you're working with someone or for someone, then we're going to look at what your gross monthly is. Not the net, but the gross. We're going to look at your base wages, and then we're also going to look at a variable component that you may have. What is that? Well, overtime, right? Bonuses, and also commissions. Those things are going to change. We're going to average the last 2 years of the variable income. So it's not so easy as, hey, I just got a bonus for 10 grand yesterday. Let's use that. No, we're going to have to average out the last 24 months. And then the final, which is the C, stands for, or the D, stands for debt. What kind of debts? Well, when we pull a credit report, we're going to look at 2 things: your scores, and we're going to look at what kind of debt do you have. Particularly, the minimum payment that's required on all your debts that shows up on the credit report. So let me give you an example. Let's say you have a $5,000 credit card and your minimum payment is $25, but you're paying $500 to get rid of the debt. Guess which one we're going to use? We're not going to use the $500 that you pay. We're going to use what is minimum the requirement, because that's the legal part, right? Because if you don't pay that minimum, then you default. That's the number that the lenders are going to look at it. By the way, hit me up for my free report that is specifically on these 4 items, the ACID. I'm more than happy to send it to you. Thanks for watching.